Why are there not more people talking about living to 120? Ever dreamt of outliving your goldfish? I'm talking a full-blown 120 years. Yeah, you heard right. Living to see the year 2144 might sound like something out of a sci-fi flick, but guess what? It's not as far-fetched as you might think. We're diving deep into the how-tos of hitting the big 120. Think of it as your ultimate guide to outliving your cat, your neighbour's pet parrot, and maybe even your sourdough starter. R.I.P. Brenda, you were delicious. Please subscribe and hit like for more great health content. Okay, so maybe hitting 120 is a bit ambitious, even for a bunch of top-notch Sheilas like ourselves. But let's be real for a sec, wouldn't it be ace to live life to the fullest for as long as humanly possible? I'm talking about feeling fantastic, having energy to burn, and looking absolutely fabulous while doing it. It's about making the most of every single day, squeezing the juice out of life. That's Aussie for living life to the fullest, you're welcome. And feeling like $1,000,000 even if your bones are creaking a bit. So buckle up, buttercups, because we're about to embark on a wild ride through the land of longevity. We'll be dishing out tips, tricks, and maybe a few dad jokes along the way, because who doesn't love a good groan? Alright, lovelies, let's talk Tucker. You know what they say, you are what you eat. What we put into our bodies directly impacts how long and how well we live. It's like putting premium petrol in your car. You wouldn't fill up your Ferrari with E10, would you? Treat your body like the luxury vehicle it is and fill it with top-notch fuel. Now, I'm not saying you have to give up your guilty pleasures entirely. A girl's got to have her chocolate every now and then. But it's all about balance, you see. So what exactly is this good stuff we keep talking about? Well, picture this. You're lounging on a sunny Greek island, the scent of fresh herbs and citrus fruits filling the air. That, my friends, is the essence of the Mediterranean diet. And let me tell you, these people are onto something. This way of eating has been linked to longer lifespans, lower risks of heart disease, and even a boost in brain power. Plus, it's seriously delicious, so it's a win-win. Think colourful fruits and veggies bursting with antioxidants, heart-healthy olive oil, lean proteins like fish and chicken, and whole grains to keep you feeling full and satisfied. Now, for the part you've all been waiting for, what to ditch. I know, saying goodbye to your favourite sugary snacks and processed foods is tough. But trust me, your body will thank you for it in the long run. Think of it this way. Every time you choose a piece of fruit over a packet of chips, you're making an investment in your future self. So, ditch the junk food, sugary drinks, and processed nonsense. Instead, fuel your temple with whole, unprocessed foods that are as close to their natural state as possible. Alright, let's talk movement. And no, I'm not talking about that mad dash you do to the fridge when the pizza delivery arrives. We're talking about getting your heart pumping, your muscles working, and your body grooving. Because guess what? Exercise isn't just about fitting into those skinny jeans, although that's a bonus. It's about keeping your body young, your mind sharp, and your energy levels sky high. Think of it like this. Our bodies are like those fancy sports cars we dream about. If you leave them sitting in the garage, they get rusty and sluggish. But take them out for a spin, open them up on the open road, and bam! They purr like a kitten and perform like a dream. Now, I know what you're thinking. Exercise? Ugh, that sounds about as fun as a root canal. But hold your horses, my friend. Exercise doesn't have to be a chore. In fact, it can be downright enjoyable. It's all about finding what floats your boat, what gets you excited to move your body. Maybe you're a social butterfly who thrives in group fitness classes. Or maybe you're more of a lone wolf who prefers to go for a solo jog, hike a scenic trail, or get your zen on with some yoga. Section 3. The little things add up. Ditch the lift, take the stairs. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. Sometimes finding the time and motivation to exercise can feel as difficult as finding a decent Wi-Fi connection in the outback. But here's the secret. You don't need a gym membership or fancy equipment to get moving. It's the little things you do throughout the day that really add up. So ditch the lift and take the stairs. Park further away from the shops and enjoy a leisurely stroll. Walk to a colleague's desk instead of sending an email. Section 1. Chill out and level up, stress less, live more. All right, lovelies, grab your herbal tea and get comfy because we're about to dive into the wonderful world of mindfulness and stress management. Now, I know what you're thinking. Stress? What's stress? I thrive on chaos. And hey, I feel you. Life can be a wild ride like a runaway kangaroo on a pogo stick. But here's the thing. Chronic stress is about as good for you as a bad hair day on national television. It wreaks havoc on your body and mind, leaving you feeling like you've been run over by a road train. Section 2. Meditation Mania. Finding your inner Zen guru. Now, I know what you're thinking. Meditation, isn't that just sitting cross-legged and chanting Om for hours on end? And while there's certainly nothing wrong with a good Om session, in fact I highly recommend it, meditation is so much more than that. It's about finding a few moments of stillness in the midst of the daily grind, like discovering a hidden stash of Tim Tams in the back of the pantry. Think of it as hitting the pause button on your mind, a chance to silence the inner critic and reconnect with your breath. It doesn't have to be complicated. Even 5 minutes a day can make a world of difference. Find a quiet spot, close your eyes, and focus on your breath flowing in and out. Section 3. Positive vibes only. Cultivating an optimistic outlook. Now let's talk about the power of positivity. No, I'm not talking about those cheesy motivational posters with kittens hanging from tree branches, although they are pretty adorable. I'm talking about cultivating a genuine sense of optimism, a belief that even when things get tough, and trust me, they will, you've got this. Because here's the thing, your thoughts have power. They shape your reality like a potter molding clay. If you're constantly focusing on the negative, always expecting the worst, guess what? You're more likely to attract those things into your life. Section 1. Mates, dates, and long life dates, the power of connection. Okay, legends, let's talk about something near and dear to my heart, mates. And not just your mates down at the pub, although a cheeky pint with your besties never hurt anyone, in moderation, of course. I'm talking about those deep, meaningful connections that make life worth living. The kind that make you laugh until your sides hurt and offer a shoulder to cry on when life throws you a curveball. Because here's the thing. Lovelies humans are social creatures. We're wired for connection, like a koala is wired for eucalyptus leaves, or a Hemsworth is wired for a surfboard, am I right? And guess what? Having strong social connections isn't just good for the soul, it's good for your health too. Studies show that people with strong social ties tend to live longer, healthier lives. Section 2. From family feuds to forever friends, building your tribe. Now, I know what you're thinking. Rebel, you make it sound so easy. But what if my family is more dysfunctional than a clown car at a rodeo? And what if I'm more socially awkward than a penguin in a tuxedo? First of all, I feel you. Families can be a mixed bag, like a bag of Allen's lollies. Some you love, some you could live without. But even if your family dynamics are more dramatic than an episode of Home and Away, there's still hope. The key is to focus on building relationships with people who lift you up, who make you feel good about yourself. Loneliness? Nah, mate, we're throwing a party. Now, I know what you're thinking. Rebel, you're a glamorous movie star. You probably have people lining up to be your friend. And while it's true that I've been blessed with some amazing friends, shout out to my pitch-perfect crew, I'm also human, and I've had my fair share of lonely times. Loneliness is a real thing, and it can affect anyone, regardless of age, social status, or how many Instagram followers you have. But the good news is, it doesn't have to be a life sentence. There are plenty of things we can do to combat loneliness and build meaningful connections. Start by joining a club or group that aligns with your interests. Volunteer for a cause you're passionate about. Alright, science nerds and biohacking buffs, this one's for you. Hold on to your lab coats because we're about to dive headfirst into the fascinating world of longevity research, where scientists are basically playing real-life superheroes, trying to outsmart aging and extend human lifespans. It's like something out of a Marvel movie, but instead of capes and tights, they're rocking pocket protectors and petri dishes. And let me tell you, these brilliant minds are making some seriously mind-blowing discoveries. We're talking about gene editing, where they can literally snip those pesky aging genes like they're editing a dodgy film reel. Then there's nanotechnology, where tiny robots smaller than a shrimp's whisker could be swimming through our bodies, repairing damage at a cellular level. And that's not all. Researchers are also looking into things like senolytics, which are like bouncers for your cells, kicking out those old, worn-out party animals that are causing inflammation and making a ruckus. Now, before you go raiding your grandma's medicine cabinet for that bottle of miracle anti-aging cream she swears by, let's take a step back and separate the facts from the fiction. Because let's be real, the internet is full of more longevity myths than there are selfies on Instagram. First up, let's talk about those miracle supplements that promise to turn back the clock and make you look 20 years younger overnight. Spoiler alert, they don't exist. While some supplements, like vitamin D and omega-3 fatty acids, can support overall health and well-being, there's no magic pill that will suddenly erase wrinkles or turn back time. And as for those restrictive diets that claim to hold the key to eternal youth, well, they're about as fun as a root canal, and probably just as effective in the long run. Remember, lovelies, life's too short to deny yourself a slice of cake every now and then. It's all about balance, moderation, and enjoying the journey, not obsessing over every calorie or wrinkle. So, what does the future hold for those of us who dream of living long and prospering like a Klingon on a good hair day? Well, hold on to your hats, because things are about to get really wild. We're talking about a future where bionic body parts are as common as iPhones, where you can upgrade your knees, hips, and even your bum with the latest titanium model. And it's not just our bodies that are getting an upgrade. Our brains are getting in on the action too. Imagine a world where we can download new skills and knowledge directly into our brains, like Matrix-style learning. No more cramming for exams or spending hours on Google trying to remember what year the War of 1812 actually happened. But here's the thing, lovelies. While all this futuristic technology is incredibly exciting, it's important to remember that true longevity isn't just about living longer, it's about living better. It's about squeezing every last drop of joy, love, and laughter out of this wild ride we call life. So there you have it, my friends. Your crash course in living it up to the ripe old age of 120. We've covered everything from the food you put in your gob, to the mates you keep close, and the thoughts you let bounce around your noggin. We've even ventured into the wild world of future tech, where bionic body parts and brain downloads might just be as normal as a snag on the Barbie. But at the end of the day, it all boils down to this. Living a long, healthy, and happy life isn't about chasing some magic number or waiting for the next scientific breakthrough. It's about making the most of every single day you've got, right here, right now. It's about finding joy in the simple things, like a good cuppa with a mate, a belly laugh with your family, or a cheeky Tim Tam every now and then. Don't tell my trainer. So go on, get out there and live your best life. Embrace the adventure, cherish the moments, and never, ever stop laughing, especially at yourself. And hey, if you happen to crack the code to immortality along the way, give a girl a call, would you? Now, if you'll excuse me, I hear a certain chocolate biscuit calling my name. Don't forget to subscribe and hit like for more great health content. Until next time, stay fabulous.